That's hilarious. Now I can go lower. That's hilarious.
All right, we've checked into our sexy suite.
In the winter.
Oh.
In the winter.
Hal is obsessed with the idea that it is winter right now.
The water. Babe, go touch the water and tell me how you feel.
Oh, okay, fuck off. So, this is the view. Absolutely stunning. I am going to swim in that ocean even if I get frostbite doing it. Okay, and here is the room. They even have, so there's like a little bench right here, which is cute. Obviously, our luggage is now in the room, but, oh, that's happening. They even have this little like cute bar in here. And then, yeah, I am talking to myself. I'm talking to the vlog people, babe. The vlog. The vlog, yes. Okay, and then they even supply you with like little Pilates equipment, which I'm so happy with. Okay, here is the front door. And this is actually what you see when you walk in, which is just exquisite. And then through there is the bedroom. So let's come out here. And I am really tired because it's like 2 a.m. at home. So I think I'm going to have a nap out here, to be honest, rather than inside, just to get all the vitamin D that I can. Here is my giant bump, if you can see it in the reflection. Okay, now let's go back inside. And then through here is the bathroom with this beautiful, like, traditional Mykonos bath. And then just like love that the view is right there. So like definitely using this. And then really cool thing, bathroom is there. I'm about to have a shower. And look at this. It goes to the outdoor shower. Where is it? There. Isn't that so cool? And so this is like, this is our suite entrance. So we are on our way to breakfast, and this is a bit of a peek of the hotel. It's so nice. And even though it's really hard walking up, because we're right down the bottom, even though it's hard walking up all these stairs, especially pregnant, I'm really grateful for them, because it's just like the constant little bits of exercise and movement, because I cannot go on long walks being this pregnant anymore, because I have to pee every 3 fucking seconds. So I can go for a walk for like 20 minutes and then that's it, because then I have to pee really badly. So yeah. And here is the main area. I have to tie my pants up, hold on. I've also got my pregnancy tea here. But firstly, I've got green tea in this one, which I always bring my own in this bag. And then I'm gonna have my pregnancy tea. Okay, we have Greek salad. Oh, hold on. And they're my sunglasses that Hal's wearing, by the way. We have Greek salad. We've got grilled feta cheese. The vlog people, as you would say. Oh. And bread for Hal. And Hal is reading a baby book, which I'm... Out of force. But which I'm very attracted to. Him reading the baby book. You can kind of tell by my face. I just woke up from a nap. I unintentionally fell asleep. Oh, it's chilly. And the wind has been ridiculous today, so we haven't actually done very much, which is probably good. Look at this view. Because the whole point of being on this Babymoon is to not be doing very much and to be resting. So we are going. Can you hear that? Oh my god. So we're going into town. You can even hear me. We're going into town to have some dinner. And I was like, babe, I can't eat any more food. I've been eating so much food. I'm like, I can. Like, this dude in me eats all the food, it feels like, and I get none, is what it feels like. So I'm like, I need food. So we're going into town, gonna have a little dinner, and also get some gelato. But yeah, it's just been like a really relaxing couple days. We've taken some stunning maternity photos. I'm like, husband, you have crushed it. And I just been eating so much fucking cheese, basically. So much cheese. So that's been the Babymoon, and I've also been really making sure that I'm still moving every day, because definitely sitting a bit more than I would like. I guess probably the amount that I sit at home, to be honest, with work. But yeah, been making sure to be moving, and actually really appreciate that we're all the way down the bottom, because just doing this walk to get up to like the car or the hotel a couple times a day is also just good for the pelvis. So yeah. Oh, look at this. Hopefully it's a beautiful sunset tonight, is what I'm manifesting, even though it's really windy and freezing. Isn't this beautiful? Oh, yes. Behind the scenes of some book photog. We've got a whole setup as though we're in a cafe, but we're not in a cafe.
No, we're in winter. Fucking winter.
It's windy and cold today. It's actually not cold in the sun, but it's cold in the shade. Baby's just crushing the photos as usual.
I don't get enough credit for it.
You do. Everyone knows that you are.
In the article.
Oh, in the article. They told us they have to change that because it was wrong. I've actually packed some collagen, so I'm putting that in my yogurt. And then, in case it tastes a bit weird, I'm gonna put a little bit of honey in it. But every morning I've had Greek yogurt and fruit to start, and then eggs, but without the honey usually.
Your crazy food is the vlog.
The vlog, yes. Oh, wait, I want to show that. I want to show that on the vlog.
It's just a quick. No, it's not a good one.
That's amazing. I think it's good. Jeez. Anyway, so that's my fruit right there that Hal was using as a prop, and then I get an omelette. Oh, babe. Night, so I'm doing a little bit of self-care. I'm about to have a shower. We're having room service, and then I'm gonna do a hydrating belly mask and my Hal circulation boots that he got and brought. I've just dry body brushed as well to keep circulation going, especially before the flight tomorrow. And I'm washing my hair. Did I say that already? I'm washing my hair because like it's greasy right now. I do not want to have greasy hair on the flight because look at my hair. Not a vibe. But yeah, I'm just, I am, babe. You guys, are you talking to vlog? I am trying to keep up everything to keep my lymphatic system going, to try and reduce that like end of pregnancy puffiness that a lot of people get. I know a lot of it is inevitable in the fluid retention and stuff, but just it's sometimes hard given how much I'm on camera. I'm just like, I want to not only feel my best and look my best, but also for camera and stuff. I just want to feel like I've done everything to help myself, and the rest I just have to surrender. But I also am like building these habits now, even when like you don't want to and you're tired and you can't be fucked. I'm like, building it now is going to make it that little bit easier to keep it going postpartum when it's like you really don't have time and you really can't be fucked. And I've definitely learned that over the years with like self-care. Like you need to do it the most when you can't be fucked doing it the most. That's when you need it the most. So I'm really, I've never sunk so deeply into self-care like I have in pregnancy. That's a whole video for another time, and that's probably a podcast episode for another time. If not, it'll go in the pregnancy program. You guys have been asking for that. It'll go in that when that gets created. Okay, belly mask is on. You can't see anything underneath, which is great because I'm butt naked right now. My hands over my boobs. Belly mask is on. I'm going to go watch some EVOO and have room service. Hello everyone, we are back from Greece, have not unpacked. We landed last night and I wanted to give you guys just like a little bit of just like thoughts on Mykonos for those of you that haven't been, and if anybody's curious, and then also just to quickly give a shout out to Greek men. Never in my life have I experienced such sex appeal from a culture. I said to Hal at the airport when you were coming home, because this Greek man was basically like just treating me like a fucking queen because I'm pregnant, and he was like, no, you should be going first, blah, blah, blah. He's like, I'm gonna go speak to them. Like, he was getting pissed off because Hal basically was like, oh, let's see whether we can just board early with everyone that's going in wheelchairs. And in Greece, the signs for like disabled seating actually includes, I feel like it used to include this more elsewhere. I feel like in Australia it definitely included this, like on trains and stuff you would see it, and I haven't really seen it that much in the US anyway. And it like includes pregnant women. And so Hal went up to them and was like, oh, my wife's pregnant, could we just board with you? And they were like, no, you have to wait till like pre-boarding starts and whatnot. And it's not a big deal because we're Diamond anyway with Delta, and we are flying first class, so we board early, so it's not really a thing. But it was just kind of like, oh, well, let's just get on the plane early and then we can just chill on the plane. Anyway, and so then this guy, he comes up to me and he's like, oh, like you should come with us because you're pregnant. And Hal then explained like, oh, we've already spoken to them. I said no, and he was like, I'm gonna go speak to them. So then he went to go speak to them. They kind of said the same thing in terms of like, she needs to just go with the pre-boarding like early, basically when they call like the military people and everything. We are not fussed, right? This guy was like, he then came up to us and explained it. And then he was like, so you need to go up and tell them that. And Hal's like, all right, like no big deal. Like we're very chill about it. And then he's like, I'll go up and tell them. Like, if you want, I can go and tell them. Like, he was like, he really wanted to make sure that we were going to get on early. And this wasn't the only situation that happened in Greece. Like, when was it? Oh yeah. So when we landed in Athens, I was actually really scared that I'd done something wrong. So we're kind of coming into the customs area, right? And this guy like calls me over and he's like, one moment. And now, and then once we kind of were walking with him, I was like, oh, I think there was like he didn't convert the translation properly, right? And so was it one moment or something? It was something like that where it made me think like, oh my God, have we like unknowingly smuggled in drugs and he's found out and now we're going to get like put in a Greek prison? So I was like actually kind of scared. Hal was even a little bit like, what? Like he didn't tell me this till after. He was like, oh my God, like I didn't know whether he knew we'd like done something wrong. Not that we'd done anything wrong, obviously, but you know, in those situations where you're like, you then start thinking, have I done something wrong? Even though you know, like it's like when you get a breath test, when you get pulled over by the police, you could be 9 months pregnant and stone fucking sober, and you're like, oh my God, what if they get alcohol? And it's like, oh my God, I haven't had a drink for nearly a year. Anyway, so he calls us over, and he said, like, I think he said, like, one moment is what he said, but he was kind of scary. Like, his energy was very dominating, and so it just kind of honestly took us off guard. It was really busy, the customs area, and he literally escorts us to a completely empty lane, and it's like, go through here, please, all because I am pregnant. And that was the first experience where I was just like, this is why I wanted to come to Greece on our Babymoon. So that was a vibe. And then even just like in the town, when was it? Also, even just like at the car rental place, like anywhere we were where it wasn't even the Greek women. It was, I mean, they weren't like not doing anything per se, but it was just like, there was something about the Greek men where it felt like they were just like bowing down to you, and they were giving you so much respect and just truly wanted to make sure that you were comfortable. Like, it was honestly fucking beautiful. So the guy that was getting pissed off because he was worried we weren't going to board early, and we were like, we're fine. We then saw him in the jet bridge when we were standing there, because he then came back after taking someone down with a wheelchair, and we were talking to him, and I said to him, is this like the Greek culture? Is this all Greek men? Is this like how it is? And he was like, oh, it used to be a lot better. Now I think we do a really bad job at it, blah, blah, blah. So like, the SD card got full, sorry. So he was saying that like, it used to be a lot better in Greece. So it sounds like, I mean, it's the same thing in Greece as well, in that like men have gotten lazy with their chivalry and their, just kind of how they're showing up. But it was still better than the US and Australia. It was just, okay, so the reason why I like this so much, and Hal was like, are you going to talk about this on your vlog? Because he calls it a vlog. And I was like, yeah, because my thing is like, pregnancy is such a hard experience, and it is such a like portal. It is such like a queen energy, right, that you are in. And they talk about like, you'll read about this in the more kind of traditional books around, especially around like traditional Chinese medicine. Like, they're very big on nurturing, supporting, resting, everything. Everyone comes to the mother should not be giving during the 9 months. The mother should just be receiving during the 9 months before she goes into the phase of giving. And it's really, really beautiful, these more kind of like I don't know, traditional cultural stances that some cultures embody more than others. And so it was actually just so nice to go to Greece, because I very much am in agreement with that, of like, a pregnant woman should be bowed down to. And I'm not saying this from like some entitled ego place, because I'm really not, but I'm saying that like, that's what I truly think needs to be the case, because if we did that, then I think more women would also actually honor the enormity of what they are going through. Like, we are literally creating life. We are sacrificing our bodies. Our brain is fucking changing. Like, literally so much is happening all at once. It is all consuming. And men obviously aren't doing it, but when they then show this like respect, let me do everything for you, it actually makes you realize like, yeah, what I'm going through is monumental. And I say that as like, a recovered girl boss, where I do feel like so many women these days, they get pregnant and they don't validate and give themselves permission to actually honor the enormity of it. So they go on with their lives as normal. They're, doing all these crazy things as normal. And I'm saying this obviously as someone that's launched my book 7 months pregnant, but I did that with a lot of resistance, because not because I didn't want to, in the sense of like, my brain just wanted to like do pregnancy mummy things, but the amount of support I had was the only reason why I could do it, because I was so clear on, I am honoring the fact that my body is not, and my capability and my kind of like, just like what I feel like I can do is not at what it used to be. It's not even that I've gone down in that sense. It's just like, it's different, right? And I truly am like, when you have people around you honoring like, you are the queen, let me bow down to you, that then I think would help a lot of women to actually be like, yeah, I actually need to nourish myself and do less during this time, not from this place of weakness, but from this place of strength. I mean, these men are like in awe of us. People are in awe of us. Like, you know, you have people say like you have the pregnancy glow, and like, and I'm always like, pregnant women are the most amazing women in the world, and that's what I've always thought, and I really respect that journey of pregnancy. But it's really nice when complete strangers also treat pregnant women with the same respect that frankly we deserve. So that was the experience of Greece, men, and it was fucking delicious. So after all this, I literally said to Hal on the flight home, like in the jet bridge, I was like, babe, if I was to ever have an affair, the only person you have to worry about is a Greek man. Literally was like, he laughed so hard. I was like, I was just like so attracted to Greek men, like every single one of them. I'm like, I adore all of you. Anyway, so that was the Greek men experience. That was just, there was something that shifted just from that. There'll be some emails about it and whatnot. So make sure you sign up to my email list, because truly I feel like that experience just, it awakens something more in me in terms of like the level of that like queen and king energy that truly needs to come back with men and women, even in like non-romantic situations, like when you're at the airport. It's just, yeah, even at the airport or other situations, like a man would not let me pick up my bag. Oh yeah, that was another one. So we're in the security line, and this man who's just by himself traveling, right? And we have like 5,300 bags and like our pregnancy pill and all this. We're in the security line, right? And this man in front of me goes like, please go ahead. And I was like, oh, no, we have a lot of stuff. Like, it's fine. Thank you though. I appreciate it. Because I'm like, we are going to slow you down. And he was like, no, please go in front. Almost as though I was going to insult him if we did not go in front, like Hal, my husband included. And again, it was this sign of like respect. Like that's how it felt. It was just so beautiful. And then I put on my stuff in security and I'm about to go through the metal detector, and the guy goes, whoa, no, you stand to the side. And the woman comes over and gives you a pat down, as though you don't need to go through the metal detector, you're pregnant. Okay, I've tried that in America. It added like 20 minutes to my journey they had to find a woman, and it took so fucking long. And then the pat down was the most like touchy pat down I've ever had in my life. Anyway, and so I haven't then been doing the pat downs because I'm like, I'm not going to spend 20 minutes standing there, and then all of my stuff is blocking the like, the security thingy on the other side for everybody else to get their bags, because I have so much stuff, like the laptops, the iPad, the pregnancy pillow, the this, the that, the ankle weights. I got to pull it all out. And again, I was just like, and Hal was like, you should have seen the grin on your face when that man said, no, go to the side. And then the woman did the pat down. Like, you were grinning ear to ear. And I'm like, yeah, because again, it's just this like, it makes it actually feel easy to be pregnant and traveling in Greece, or just to be pregnant and alone as a woman in Greece, because you have all of these men. This is what I talk about all the time. You have all these men around you that are helping you versus, oh no, like every man is fucking oblivious, which is most often the case in the US, which is a problem. Every man seems to be oblivious until you ask them for help. And I've talked about this on podcast episodes and whatnot, so you guys can listen there if you want more on that. And it was just like, it was just a fucking refreshing experience. So that was the Greek men. Okay, Mykonos. Would never go there during peak season. We went during the non-peak season, end of April, beginning of May. Beautiful time. Weather's beautiful, sun is shining, although the last 2 days were so windy that we had to wear I had to wear a cardigan because the wind was just making it a lot colder than what it was. If you were in the sun, it was okay. But anyway, so would never, ever go there during that party season, like summertime, because there was like no parking, and it's not even peak season. Like we had to like look for a parking spot. And then I just kept thinking as we were walking through all the little streets in the town, like how awful it would be in peak season. I'm sorry, but it actually would not be enjoyable, because you would not be able to see anything. You wouldn't be able to experience anything. The lines for like gelato and restaurants would be so long. It just wouldn't be enjoyable. Hal and I just couldn't get over like how it was beautiful, obviously, but we were like, we would never come back here in peak season, like ever, like couldn't pay me enough money to do it, to be honest. And we were talking to some of the hotel staff. And so it was an 8-minute drive from our hotel to, which was beautiful, to town. They were saying in summertime, over an hour. How do you go from 8 minutes to over an hour? One of the staff there, she was like, yes, it takes me 5 minutes to drive home right now. And my coworkers told me that it will take me 40 to 50 minutes to drive home during peak time. And I said to her, well, you might as well just walk to work at that point. Like, that's ridiculous. So, yeah, would never do it. Would never do it. But also, like, I don't care to party. So yeah, like if I'm going to Greece, I want to be having like the local Greek experience. If I'm going anywhere, I don't really want to just go there to party personally. So if you haven't been to the Greek islands, this is the 4th time going to Greece, us together, 5th time for me. And 100% Crete is our favorite. We've been to Crete, we've been to Santorini, we've been to the like peninsula off like on the west side of Athens where the Amman Hotel is. We did that for our honeymoon, and then we've also now been to Mykonos, and we did actually really love staying on the mainland. It was so beautiful, and it just saves you that extra flight. But we would say 1,000% that Crete is absolutely our favorite. Going back there in a heartbeat, bringing baby there in a heartbeat. There's just a lot more to do. I didn't think that the Mykonos beaches were like anything that special either. I feel like the Crete ones, there was a lot more kind of hidden, like, oh my God, picturesque ones. Santorini was beautiful as well, but again, it's obviously a lot busier. I just really liked Crete because I definitely felt like it was a lot more of a local, authentic Greek experience that was just easier to come by. You do have to drive like everywhere to do anything, but it was a lot more adventurous and a lot more to do. I felt like Mykonos, all there was to do, literally, actually all there was to do is like restaurants, partying, and then beach. And I mean, there's obviously walks and that kind of stuff, but I just felt like each beach was basically the same, right? Whereas in Crete, the beaches were actually quite different. And so I really loved that. So if you're curious, that's what I would suggest. But that was our Greek baby moon. It was so beautiful. I'm so glad that we did it, just to like reconnect after the craziness of the book launch. And it, like, we really, really, really needed it. I needed it, Hal needed it, but like we and our relationship needed it after 7 months of just being in like a book grind, especially for Hal. He's been working so hard for the last kind of 7 months. And so it was just really, really nice to just reconnect and have that kind of like close, intimate time together before baby comes, which is so exciting. So anyway, I hope that was helpful for you guys. I hope that you liked the vlog, and make sure that you like, subscribe, do all the YouTube things. Also subscribe to my podcast, and I will see you guys in the next video.